for your wisdom, to ask for your confidence, to ask for your good presentation, Lord. May we make good representation, Lord, Heavenly Father, so that we may receive more blessings and more love from these people. Heavenly Father, may you come amidst us. May your Holy Spirit guide us and give us this confidence. For this we have prayed into your mighty name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone. How are you? It's already 5:30 right here in Uganda. Tim, it's early morning for you right there.
It is 10:30 a.m. Yeah, not too early.
At 10:30, have you got some little bit of sunshine right there?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It's a nice day. It's beautiful.
And it's been very cold right here in Uganda. It's been raining all day long.
Oh, really? I can't believe it. It rains there all the time. Is that why it's so green?
We're a blessed country.
And indeed, it's the pearl of Africa, right? The pearl.
Right. So it's been raining all day long. It's been a little bit cold. And hey, Lota, how are you? How is the Philippines right now?
I'm good. The Philippines is about to sleep soon. It's 10:30 p.m. But yeah, it's all good. I'm the exact opposite of Team's time.
Wow. Thank you so much, of course, for staying awake for us. Not only for us, but of course to the many kids in Africa and the different parts of the world who are suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and also their parents, of course, who have suffered with this. Some of them have no idea, but we shall be sharing loads more in this conference. I think by the time we get done, then probably we will have shared loads, and people will be having so much information. You know, yesterday on Josh's post, we had Shaban Hussein, who was asking so much about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and that team was trying to explain to him in some bits, and also sending him some articles to be reading through. But I'm so excited about this. I'm very sure by the end of the conference, most of them will have an idea. And I also have here Josh with me. Josh, how are you? Are you freezing cold? Where are you right now?
Yes, it's a little bit more cold. It has been raining during the afternoon, but you can see I'm in jackets, so the weather is very cool. We are good. I'm around Kampala.
Also, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And I can see Musasi Dennis already commenting right there. We are, I think, gathering some few people around.
Looks like we froze. Did you freeze, Paul?
Yeah,
Paul, I think you're. Paul, I think you're froze.
Thank you so much. I'm lost.
Now you're back. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
How was your fall?
Thank you.
Did that hurt?
No, it did. Paul Lyans, he was trying to call me. I think he has some issues right there. That's why I was lost for quite a few seconds right there. So do we have some people live on Facebook already? We can go on. Tim, you are our IT guy.
Yeah. I'm trying to share it around. I'm trying to share it so we can have people from LinkedIn join us, and yeah. Okay. I was hoping we would have this ready sooner, but that's okay. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. So how are we doing though? I really appreciate each and every one of you who have come to be on this call with me, and each of you who are leaders on the Everett and Austin project, such as yourself, Paul, Josh, Lota, Celia. I don't know if Celia made it on yet, but Celia is such a big leader. Randy might be at work, and the rest of the team as well. you know, from Global Connection, the WhatsApp chat that we have set up for like-minded people like ourselves. Appreciate everyone.
Thank you so much, team. And we're also very privileged to be with the president of the Everett and Austin project. And, you know, it's a very huge privilege for us, like I had earlier on indicated, that
I'm just a servant. I'm at your service.
A servant.
At your service.
A servant, but in some capacity. We should all appreciate that. We should all appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, team. And I'm hoping by the time we get done with this whole discussion, people will have a very huge idea about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. The very many questions that we have been seeing online, and people are asking, what is DMD? How long does a patient live? What are the signs? And very many indications right there. So we are all equipped with some information, waiting for some few guys just right there to get online, just a few of them, so that maybe you can kickstart this whole thing and see how we can share all that information. Of course, our team has been in Uganda on a huge mission about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, of course, helping different people, sharing awareness, helping patients and parents right here in Uganda. Lotta McCaspack has also joined our team recently, but she has created a very huge impact with us. And of course, we were so happy to be having her on our team, the Everett and Austin project. And Josh, of course, is also a volunteer and also part of a whole big team of the Everett and Austin project since day one. And we are very glad to have him. We've walked with him different journeys across the country, trying to find very many people. Right now, we have a few families right there who we are taking care of, and we have developed different strategies as we shall be sharing with you. And so we are hoping really that by the end of this, you'll have so much more information to know about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And of course, we are about 4 or 5 members in the core group, and we have the Global Connection. I mean, we meet right there with different members from the country, Uganda, and very excited about the jobs that we are doing. Let me just, as we just wait on, let me just give a small sneak peek about the Everett and Austin projects, and mostly about what, of course, team will be letting you know about many more, but something small, as you can see, bravely facing Duchenne muscular dystrophy and other rare diseases. We have done these, and we're still on the search for many more patients of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, people who have been affected in different ways. And if you have a kid who has a Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or even you just think that maybe, of course, as we will be highlighting for you the signs of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, you can please get in touch with us right there to see that you can get in touch with us to make sure that your child or your relative is taken care of, and at least they have an idea. So of course I will be sharing so much more as we just go on, and please, can you, if you are watching us right now, you can share that link and share with your friends, share with your family. I can see Lotta sharing that Sharon is already with us and Celia is already with us. I'm very glad to have you guys right online, and make sure that you continue to share that link to different people so that we can get so many people engaged on this conference. And at the end of the day, because it will benefit so many as we rise September 7th, the Awareness Day of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and also the day where we have decided to share with you so much more about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So team, do we have already people who have joined us right there online?
It looks like it, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I'm just sending out invites to people individually. It looks like we have a good group of people on. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome.
Hey,
Celia.
Look, great, Tim. Wow.
Hi, Celia.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Very good, very good.
Very good. You look great.
Do I? Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You're so nice to me. I so appreciate you being on the leadership team with us. It's amazing. God is good.
I'm glad. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I'm glad to be on.
Thank you so much, Celia, for joining us. Thank you so much. Celia.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Glad to be part of it.
Thank you
God
so
is
much
good.
once again. So I had earlier on introduced the whole team to our viewers right now, and also Celia Pompey is from New York, has been in Uganda once, also did a very great job right here, and is also part of the core team right there, who together a team that has been helping different people across Africa and across the world, of course, right now. So I'll be asking Josh to come in. Josh, are you right online?
Yes, I'm online.
We're very great, and
Can you hear me?
also we do really appreciate you for joining us also. But if I could just start sharing with you before going to team, of course, and very many other people who are with us online right now. What was your reaction when I told you about Duchenne muscular dystrophy? Because I was the one who introduced you to this.
All right. I remember the very first time you brought the idea to me, like you had met Paul Kayonga, a man having kids suffering from Duchenne. I was like, oh, what is Duchenne? It was my very first time hearing about Duchenne. So the numerous times you engaged me, you shared with me the clip from NTV where it was shared. I saw how kids are suffering, though it wasn't my very first time to have an encounter with children suffering from other rare diseases like Down syndrome, uh, children suffering from polio, from my other sister organization that I co-run, Suffer Foundation. We had seen other children suffering from such kind of diseases. But when he brought to me Duchenne muscular dystrophy, I was like, oh, what is this? So the numerous visitors we had, and from the video clip that I saw from NTV from Josephine, it really brought me much insight about Duchenne is. So I went an extra mile to do more research about Duchenne. I found out that it is one of the rare diseases that the government of Uganda and maybe so many out people there that haven't paid attention to. So it's my major appeal to the government and other stakeholders in the Ministry of Health to really wake up to this disease that is mostly affecting boys. What really touched me is this disease is only affecting the young boys. So as a young teenager, as a young guy, I was like, wow, the children, the boy child is not being catered off. It really caught me. I felt so heartbroken. There's some children, especially boys, that are suffering from DMD. So I really give a token of appreciation to Josephine Karunji, who of NTV, who made this happen to create more awareness to people. Then you brought me on board, so I was very super excited. And from that day, I never given up on looking for more children suffering from Duchenne. That was my very first experience with you when you brought me the idea of children suffering from Duchenne.
Okay, thank you so much, Josh. I'll be bringing in Tim next. Tim is the president and also founder of the Everett and Austin project, and a project really that has helped different people with different rare diseases and also poor people, and of course with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. He will be coming up next after me, but I will share my little experience about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So I was contacted by Tim, and after some little chat, he told me that I want to come to Uganda to help people with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I didn't know what the disease was. I mean, I didn't have an idea of what it was. I must admit that for the very first time. I thought maybe it's some kind of disease that happens to people somehow. So I started inquiring from him. So, of course, I don't want to tell his story, but I started to inquire from him. He explained to me something a little bit. I was like, okay. And I basically told me he wanted to see some guy called Paul Kayonga, and inquired of me if I could find him and see what really happens. And then my meeting of Paul Kayonga is really what opened my eyes about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. You know, it was something that I had like a disease in my mind that maybe it affects people, and this is how it happens. But I didn't know the severity of the disease until I met Paul Kayonga, who happens to be having about 3 kids and already lost some. And I saw how these people were crippled, how these people wouldn't walk, how these people were, I mean, right on the floor. And of course, I really wouldn't imagine. So that is when I learned about Duchenne muscular dystrophy and how it can really affect someone's life, and the huge impact that it can have on a boy's muscles, and then of course destroy totally their mobility. And a boy who is born so well and so healthy, walking, standing, right, running, and then in a couple of years they can't do all that. Their muscles are degenerating and then falling down, and at the end of the day, it's over for them. So I just looked at that and I was really touched. That is when I picked a lot of interest, of course, a lot, like I should be saying, to develop this awareness, and also to be a helping team, who is of course the president and of course the leader of the Everett and Austin project, to make sure that really we help these people in whichever way we can. We decided all to dedicate the time and try to make sure that everything is right in check. And that is my short story. But of course, as we just go on, right, I will be discussing more about different families that we have made, and how we have really tried to help, and where we have reached, because I know we have a short time, but we have so much to talk about. So right now, how about I bring in team? Hey team, you already online?
Yes, I'm here. Welcome to everybody to the show. Thank you so much for hosting, Paul. You're quite the professional. Wow, we have a celebrity with us, Paul Collins. Wow. Yeah.
Thank you so much, team, for joining us right from New York. And
Yes.
so I'm so very privileged to have you, like I just said. But right now, I'll give you some few minutes, about 4 or 5 minutes but I need you to utilize those minutes very properly. I need to tell us, first of all, how did you start learning about Duchenne muscular dystrophy? Before I ask you what forced you to come in Africa, right? You have the floor right now.
Okay, thank you. Again, thank you everybody for Duchenne Awareness Day and what you're doing to help with Duchenne awareness. Myself, I first learned about Duchenne back when I started dating my ex-wife. Well, we were dating and courting. We eventually got married and had kids, Everett and Austin. But in 1990 is when we started dating, and she, as we were courting and getting to know each other, I learned about her brother, Perry, who had Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And when my ex was 18 years old, Perry died from Duchenne, and Perry was age 15. And of course I was heartbroken, devastating for an 18-year-old woman to have to then see her brother die at age 15. And this was only 8 years prior, in 1982, when Perry died. So that's when I first learned about Duchenne. And my ex told me that she was not a carrier of Duchenne. It is carried on the X chromosome, meaning it's passed on. It's a mutation on the X chromosome, and it's carried on through the mother. And so she was told in the early 80s, she was tested to see if she was a carrier, and she was told she was not a carrier. Then she was not tested after 1986. That's when the gene was found. The gene, and if she had been tested after 1986, she would have been shown to be a carrier. But we got married in 1992, and we had Everett in 1994. We had Austin in 1996. And then in 1997 is when she started seeing the signs of what Duchenne was like for her brother. The first sign that she saw was, well, it might have been more, the first time she really knew that something was probably up was when Everett was on the couch, jumping on the couch with a neighbor girl who was about the same age. And they were both jumping on the couch. The girl was jumping up like crazy. She was not holding on or anything, but Everett was holding on and barely able to stay stood up. So even at age 3, in 1997, Everett started showing signs of weakness for Duchenne. And so she started, the mother started getting curious about it. And I was like, no, you're not a carrier. But her suspicions were correct. And so we took both boys to get tested. And there's muscle biopsies. I'm not sure exactly what all the testing is that is available right now. There's a lot more testing available in the United States. I know that, and much less in Africa. That's one of the things I would really like to see improve through the Everett and Austin Project and the other sister organizations that we work with, like Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy Foundation Kenya. I really would like to see more testing to come about for Uganda, Kenya, Cameroon, Nigeria, many of the different sub-Saharan countries that need a lot of testing. And we really need to promote that and get more awareness of that, because there's a lot of people in Uganda, as I have learned, who have that muscular who have that muscle weakness and need to be tested. I'm sorry, have I answered your question? I kind of went off.
No, yes, you're answering the question still. It's okay, you can go on. You have about 2 minutes to get done.
Oh. Oh, I can keep going?
Yes.
Yeah, you keep going for about 2 minutes.
What was the second part of the question?
I'll be asking you the next part after bringing in some other 2 people.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I can't think of where I should go from here. I'm sorry. Could you prompt me with?
All right, team. I'll be getting back to you. But I wanted us to have an idea of how you got to know about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and you gave us a description of that. Then I'm coming back to you shortly. But I also have Lothar Makaspak. I just want to make sure that our viewers already know the team that we are holding on right now, so for them to keep in touch with us. And we have Lothar Makaspak, who is the, of course, the founder and CEO of Your Virtual People, and also the core member of the Everett and Austin Project. Very privileged to be having her right from Philippines. Lothar, good evening, I should say.
Hi, good evening, Paul, and everyone. Good evening.
So very happy to have you tonight. I know it's a little bit late for you, but I always keep telling you sleep, sleep, sleep. But today I won't be telling you to sleep. We are so happy. We are so happy to have you, really. And right now, I just want you to be coming in with you got to know team, of course, about seeing our works, how we were working so hard in Africa, right here. But what touched you most, and to see that you are beginning to walk this journey with us?
Of course, it's the children that's suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So when I first met Tim, I don't even know that that condition exists, and I have no idea at all. So Tim reached out to me 2 years ago and mentioned about the Hike for Duchenne, and I didn't have an idea that the Duchenne for, Hike for Duchenne is actually for this condition. And I only learned it this last July, and I felt so brokenhearted because, yeah, it's like the suffering is really there, and it's so heartbreaking. Not even just for the children, but also for their families. And just thinking about what, you know, the children goes through and their family as well, like watching those introduction videos of Tim before telling story about his kids and stuff, and that really broke my heart. And at the same time, that same day, Tim shared me a video of a child sitting on the ground, you know, on his yellow shirt, and suffering the same condition, and really in not just in that condition, but also in a severe poverty. So that really breaks my heart and moved me to help, and, you know, in the most that I could, in any way I can. And that's why I told him, you know, like few hours after we met, that I really wanted help and be a part of this project. And he was kind enough to include me in his team, in our team. And that's, you know, the children themselves, not just with the DMD or Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but also the rest of the kids that we're helping, like with the cerebral palsy, and, you know, the kid with, I know you're going to mention the projects that we're doing right now, but that's like, that is like what really moves me. But I want to tell you what inspires me. What inspires me are you people like Tim, and especially you guys in Uganda and in Africa, doing the hard work on the ground. You know, like when we need to help someone, you guys go there regardless how busy you guys are with your day to day. Even you, Paul, that's why I tell you to sleep too. You know, because you guys just do it, you know, be there. We can't be there as much as we want to, me, Tim especially, and Celia, but you guys make it happen, of course with Tim's leadership, but you guys are there, you know, doing it. So that's what's really inspires me, being able to help the kids through you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lotta. And I saw your cat going to sleep. It just passed behind your back, and I don't know if you also be going to sleep with it. But I have Celia Pompey, who is also the member of the Everett and Austin project, and she has been in Uganda right here. Right now, we already have her with us because she has also walked this whole journey with us from beginning to the end. And I'll just pose a question. Celia, how did you feel when you first met the people with the Duchenne muscular dystrophy right here in Uganda? I want to ask you about how you met with Tim, because of the time, but of course you managed to link up with Tim after you later on you came together to Uganda right here, and of course being one of the founder members of the Everett and Austin project. How did you feel when you first saw the patients of Duchenne muscular dystrophy right here in Uganda?
Well, how did I feel? How I felt? I was heartbroken. Mm-hmm. I was heartbroken. As I always describe it, my heart sunk. My heart, like I felt the tears were in my heart. You know, when I first experienced what Duchenne looks like, what the parents go through, how the children go through, it really, really, really touched my heart. And I couldn't imagine actually, you know, having 3 children, as Paul Kayanga has, and having the responsibility and having to deal with that, with those, with that situation, without having someone else actually to help carry the load, and that in itself as well really, really touched me. And that's why, you know, my desire is to be there, to help, to do whatever I can for these children, because it's not an easy task for the parent. No, it's not an easy thing for the boys. And my heart was really, really broken. Still, each time I see them, my heart really, really cries. So that's, you know, that's the way I felt when I first saw them.
Thank you so much, Celia. If you are viewing us right now, we are live, of course, in New York, and we are also live here in Kampala. We are also live in the Philippines with Lotta. And in New York, we have Celia Pompey and Tim Gillen, who is the president for the Everett and Austin Project. And of course, the founder, Steve. And right here in Uganda, we have Joshua Cassie, and of course, me, myself, Paul Collins, right here trying to get things moving. And, you know, for the very first time that I realized and saw Duchenne muscular dystrophy, let me highlight some of the little signs that I know before bringing in Tim. One of the few signs that I know, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, specifically the word Duchenne. Duchenne was just the name of a French doctor who discovered this type of muscular dystrophy. But you will realize that there are very many types of muscular dystrophies. But of course, Duchenne muscular dystrophy being the severest of all of them. So when Duchenne was discovered, and since then, they have been trying to look for the medicine and the cure, but up to now, no cure has been found for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Shaban, yesterday you were asking if there is a cure for DMD, what we call Duchenne muscular dystrophy. But as of now, there is no cure, and really doctors have been striving a lot. I was talking to Tim on Saturday, and he was telling me doctors, ever since the 80s, they have been struggling to find the medicine and also the cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. But up to now, they have taken a lot of samples, biopsies, muscles, and everything, but nothing really has been found as of now. And actually, that highlights the major problem with Duchenne, because you'll be having a kid who is suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but again, there is no cure. And yet you continue to see your kid losing mobility, losing their ability to walk, losing their ability to run, losing the ability even to hold on just a cup of water for themselves. And at the end of the day, they will get to the middle, actually not even the middle age, but at some point, and then they will obviously die. Why do they die? Because the muscles tend to generate so much that these people cannot walk, they can no longer hold on, and then it leads to some of the body organs collapsing, for example, the lungs, and you know, they will be put on pressure. So you find yourself losing the kid or losing the child at the end of the day. But of course, in the United States of America, like Tim usually indicates, they have a lot of help for this, because at least for them, they do have the wheelchairs, they do have maybe the physiotherapies, and this is exactly the same type of care we are trying to bring in here to Uganda to support these families in different ways. Ever since we found these people, we have been, of course, trying to do a lot that we'll be sharing just in front as we just move on in some few minutes to come. But I'll be asking Tim to come over right here with us and give us a little highlights on more of how of the major signs of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, just to make sure that you know that maybe my kid is having Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or you start suspecting about maybe something could be happening, or I need to do a test. Of course, I do not urge you to come to a conclusion before you do any test. So you need to do a test, and then you confirm that this is Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Don't come out and find a child who is crippled, or maybe who is not moving, who doesn't have clear movements, and then you summarize and say this is it. No, it's always better to pass this. But let me bring in Tim Gillen again from the United States, live from New York, to share with us some few signs of how you can know that your child is suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Tim?
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So thanks again, everyone, for paying attention and learning about Duchenne. It's really a devastating disease, and it is terribly heartbreaking to watch your child losing abilities like being able to walk, being able around age 10 is when that happens. And then by age 14 is when they stop being able to raise their hands to their face. You know, so that, and then, you know, then like Paul said, the heart is a muscle, and the lungs are a muscle. So eventually they start losing abilities to, for their heart to function, and then to breathe. But the early signs are the calf muscles are very, very large. And that's because the muscle cells just kind of die off and deposit in the calves. And so I remember a lot of times when my kids were little, a lot of people said, wow, those muscles, your kids are going to be great football players one day. And I just kind of cringed because I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, you know, because of course I want to be hopeful for my kid to be able to play football and be athletic someday. But in my mind, and I don't want to discourage them, you know, but in my mind, I know that they're not going to be football players and that large calf muscle is not a good thing in kids with Duchenne. So that's one of the early signs. The other is I don't really have a lot of room to I've thought I should try to get up and show you the gait, G-A-I-T, the way that they walk. And basically the stomach is way out and the chest is way back. And that's how they start to walk, because that's how they're able to, let me turn to the side. That's how they're able to keep their balance when they're walking, especially as it gets on to like age 8. Around age 8 is when that gait really starts showing up. And I remember when Everett was age 9, he was still able to walk a little bit. And so I tried to encourage him as a father, you know, would, and to keep trying to walk as long as he could. And he would fall down now and then. And we got a push wheelchair around that age. And we would use it sometimes when we went to the mall or something. And then it came to a point where he said he wanted to be in the wheelchair all the time. But he could still walk from my perspective. And he said, I said, well, why don't you try to keep walking? And he said, because it hurts when I fall down. And, you know, it just, it broke me, you know, it broke my heart, because as a father, I wanted to encourage him to keep, you know, walking as long as he could, and to be a supportive dad. But I had to back off. And that's one of the gifts I learned from my boys, is how to be a better dad, to not push my kids when they didn't feel like they could do it, you know. And I think that's something we can all learn as a parent, is not to push our kids so hard, because, well, with Everett and Austin, I really had to back off and just let them do what they could do.
Okay, team, we do really appreciate. Thank you so much. And we're still going on, of course. If you're viewing us right now and you have many questions to ask or something to ask, please go on and in the comment section right there and type that question. If we are still right here, I'm actually being informed right here that we also have Scholar from Kenya. And of course, I'm so very happy to have you, Scholar. And like I was saying earlier on, that if you have any questions, rather, you can go into our comment box and type in the question that you want to ask. And then by that, we'll be really very happy to answer that question. Just before we go on, we go offline right now. Scholar, are you with us? Hey, Scholar. Okay, I don't think that we have Scholar right now, but earlier on I had got an indication that we do have a Scholar who is supposed to be online. But right now, I'll bring in Josh again, and of course to inquire. Josh, are you online? If I could ask you, what kind of attention, now that we have had a lot from team, and he has shared with us, of course, the experience of really what really happens right over there. And with the kids who are suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy, of course, a very tough disease to go on with. We have Sime John Mary with us. Thank you so much for joining us, John Mary. So happy to have you. And but right now, we'll bring in Josh to answer just a couple of question, mostly what kind of attention should Duchenne muscular dystrophy be given right here in Uganda? Because many people seem to be having no idea, and sometimes I do think that also the Ministry of Health or the government is not doing enough to bring awareness to this, mostly on this day when we are trying to promote awareness. So Josh, in about 3 minutes, can you please tell us what kind of awareness do you think the government should be bringing in the country?
All right, thank you so much, Paul. Once again, I'm live from Uganda. So on the scale research that has been made, little attention is being paid on kids suffering from Duchenne. So from the research that we've been doing as the Everest and Austin project, we have realized that we need to create more awareness for these kids. Apparently, the only awareness that we have been able to get was from Josephine Karunji. So from that time, very few people have been able to connect with us. So the major point of how we should really address this issue is we should work with the government entities. We work hand in hand where children are tested for Duchenne. It is very, very rare to have your kid tested for Duchenne. So if the government can avail more testing equipment at various health centers or hospitals so that children are able to be tested for Duchenne. Then after being tested for Duchenne, there is one major key problem children are really suffering, it's really affecting the children apparently right now. Children, Duchenne retards growth of the boys. After retarding their growth, they are unable to walk. So being unable to walk, that means they will stay at home. And it takes a kid takes around 3 years to realize that the kid is suffering from Duchenne. So most of these kids so far that we have are having a problem of they don't have wheelchairs, they don't have more medical therapy for them to be attended to. So I would love the government to also avail these health centers with enough medical equipments so that these children can be attended to. Paul, briefly what I can bring in maybe for more of our viewers that they should realize is a child doesn't walk if he's having Duchenne. So most of these children in Uganda, I think they assume the kid is having polio. So that is not the case. So even when Paul Kayonga, the first family that we encountered with, they first thought that the kid is suffering, the children are suffering from polio. That is not the issue. So we really need more awareness from the government. With that, now again, if we have the Everest and Austin project, a private organization, we shall create more awareness for these children so that they can receive medical attention and other helping other aids to help them, guide them in movement and mobility. They can also receive other support, let's say speech therapy. Then they have to have routine massage for their body and legs so that it can retain mobility. One good thing about it is the kid is able to live up to 24 years. So we really urge the government to come in. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, thank you so much, Josh. Thank you so much for that. And John Mary, are you online? Are you able to share something? I don't know if you're online. He's not online. I thought John Mary would come in because he has been following our programs and our activities for quite some time right now. So I thought he is around. Maybe he could help us share something that would help people to have an idea of what we are doing right now. And has Scholar joined us yet?
She's still online, but and John Mary too, but I think they're just muted.
Okay, it's okay, Luda, but let us continue right now. Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Of course, today we are just highlighting on what it is, and of course, highlighting all the major topics about Duchenne muscular dystrophy and what we have done, a couple of things there. But let me just give you a brief highlight of what we have been doing as the Everett and Austin project. You might be wondering, people are online and telling us about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, but what are they doing? So ever since we started out as the Everett and Austin project, ever since we came in Uganda, we have tried so much to find different families who are suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And along the way, we have found even other people who are suffering from different rare diseases that we have, of course, helped. But for the patients of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, we have really tried so much. First of all, we have really tried to majorly start up with improving the mobility. We have built ramps on their doorways, or maybe to have accessibility to wheelchairs. We have bought them the wheelchairs to be having, of course, to keep moving to different places, because you don't want the kids to get stuck in one place. And after buying, all families we have dealt with, really, we have bought the wheelchairs to each and every one. And after having the wheelchairs, we have made sure that these families, of course, the families which are poor, we have made sure that we start for them a huge project that we have called a sustainability business, to make sure that these people have money on their own, that they shouldn't be really begging for money, please help me with this, help me with this. So we have made sure that we give them that thing in them, to make sure that that they do know how to operate business on their own, and also make sure that they can have money at some times in their lives. So we have also managed to feed these families, the ones which are severely poor, because many of them didn't have access to good food, didn't have access to food with rich in different vitamins and rich in different nutrients. We have also tried to do that. And along the way, we have also tried to give them a highlight of what really Duchenne is and what they should be really expecting, and many more things like that. But I can see right now we have John Mary, who's joining us also from Uganda. John Mary, thank you so much for joining us. You've been following us online, and you have been seeing what we have been doing. And you've followed Tim Gillen from the very beginning, even when he hadn't come here, and I probably shared many stories with you. And you were supposed to be driving these people, but you escaped and you didn't drive them. Please, can you share with us how so far you feel about the experience and how we have really helped these people? How do you feel about that so far?
Yes, thank you very much, Paul. I hope you can hear my audio.
Yeah, we can hear you properly.
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you very much, Paul. I think we have met online, we have not met physically with the whole team. I happen to be far away from where Paul and Josh are. That is like 250 kilometers in the southwest part of Uganda, called Mbara. On the issue of Duchenne, I have been following closely, only that I think most people here do not know the disease. When someone is suffering from the disease, they will say he or she was bewitched and is carrying the gods of the family, or they contracted maybe polio. So it is really not common. Like where I come from my village, I think there are some people who have the disease, but there's no one who has come out to explain about the disease. No one knows about the disease. And to tell you the truth, it was my first time to also know about the disease. And I think if we can make a lot of awareness, we can help very many people. For now, I think that's what I can say. Paul.
Thank you so much, John Mary. Thank you so much. We have Stephen. I'm hearing from my producer, Lothar back, that we also have Stephen right there. Now, if you realize that one of the major problems that we have faced in the fight for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, one of the challenges that we face, really, we want to do a lot sometimes, but we had very little resources, even though we are improving a little bit right now. So I'll bring in Tim Gillen, because he has really struggled to do the fundraising a couple of times. He has also come up with the different programs like the Hike for Duchenne, which almost happens every month, in order to collect these funds, so to make sure that we have funds to help these people, because as an organization, we do not have directly the money to do this, but we really depend on people who do really help us with different handouts to make sure that we reach people deep in the village. In Wakiso, we reach people deep in the village in Kasese. We reach the people in Potpoto, and of course, right now we have expanded to Kenya, and we have also expanded to Nigeria. We have also expanded to a place called a country called Cameroon, right here in Africa. So basically, that is what we are on as of now, and we are of course hoping to be reaching different parts of the world. But as of now, you realize we are in those states right now: Cameroon, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, and we all have patients right there that we are trying to help. We have also combined and collaborated with the DMD in Kenya. I was told Scholar was here, but he wouldn't really manage to join in. I don't know why. But of course, in doing all this, we need some money. First of all, I'll be bringing in Tim Gillen to give us an idea of all these programs that he has come up with and how they have helped. For example, Hike for Duchenne, and also different fundraising that he has come up with. So, Tim, can you tell us how you managed to come up with all these ideas in order to help people, and how they have helped us so far?
Yes, hello again. Thank you for that, Paul, and introduction, and many thanks to each person who has donated. We have had hundreds of people donating, from anywhere from $1 to $5,000 to the project so far. The one who has donated, we've had some people donate more than once, and it's just amazing. And there's been hundreds. With the Hike for Duchenne, it was an idea. It started in July of 2019, and we did our first Hike for Duchenne right here in Peekskill, and in Blue Mountain Reservation, which is less than a mile from here, the office of the Everett Austin Project. And we had 15 people, I believe it was, and we went 15 miles and raised $3,000 just from that first Hike for Duchenne. And then we had a second Hike for Duchenne down to Yankee Stadium, 36 miles, 18 miles down and 18 miles back. Then we had Hike for Duchenne 3 in Uganda, which Paul and Josh participated in. We hiked up when the Everett Austin Project had our maiden voyage to Uganda. We hiked up Mount Karangura. Do you remember that, Paul, at all?
Yeah, you failed. You failed a lot of things. I remember that.
I didn't fall at all. I didn't fall one time. Well, maybe one time. Maybe one time. But I think Josh fell the most. I think so. No, I think we all fell a lot. It was raining. It was amazing. We all fell a lot. We had a wonderful time. We had a great guide. We had a great guard to carry us up the mountain. And it was a really wonderful time to hike in the Rwenzori Mountains. I hope I'm saying it right. Rwenzori Mountains in Uganda. It was fabulous. It's so gorgeous. I highly recommend Uganda, by the way, for anybody who's listening to visit. When we got there, we went and visited a guy from Germany who works at the Catholic mission there. And he told us that Uganda is Africa for beginners. And because it's so nice, it's so plush, there's so much green, and the people are just wonderful. But so we raised, back to the question, we raised money for Hike for Duchenne 3. We had Hike for Duchenne 4 in April that raised a bunch of money. And we also had Hike for Duchenne 5 in July. And now we're starting Hike for Duchenne 6 on September 21st. And it's called 300-Mile Autumn Hike for Duchenne 6. And so we are able to raise money that way. And we also just have people who, through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through Instagram, through Twitter, who like to give. And some people are giving monthly. Some people just give once. Some people give more than once whenever they feel like they can give. But I'm so thankful. I don't have an actual number, but there's well over 200, probably close to 500 people who have donated, and we appreciate every single one, because it really makes a difference. I don't know, you haven't asked this question yet, but you've kind of talked to it a little bit. We've given out 17 wheelchairs total, and we've given out 1 pediatric walker. And we've started working on and have given the money for 12 cerebral palsy chairs through Desert Seed Foundation in Soroti in East Central Uganda. We're working with Desert Seed Foundation as our sister organization there. We've given out many things, and the Kayungas were our first family, right? Because Josephine Karunji in 2017, she had her first report, and I saw it in 2018. It's what motivated me to start the Everett and Austin project, was Josephine's first report. And so it was on the Kayungas, and they were born, Paul Kayunga had 3 boys born with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and just terrible poverty far back in the village, way back in a remote village. So we finally made it about a year ago in September. August 30th was the 1-year anniversary of finally making contact again with Paul Kayunga. And October of 2019 is when we went over, donated wheelchairs, set up cement flooring for the home, because previously it had a dirt floor and potholes and uneven. We made it all on one level so the boys could get around. We've put bedding in the home. We put solar electricity in the home, and we put in windows with screens. I think you call them glasses in Uganda. We call them windows with screens here. And hopefully that project is done soon, or has that been completed yet, Paul? I'm not sure. And we're also, we've set up a shop for the Kayungas in Seganga, and that has, I don't know if we've had our first sale there yet, but that we're working on that. We also, to bring up not just the Kayungas, but we learned of, through being on TV with PWJK, Perspective with Josephine Karunji last October, we learned of another family in the name of the village is escaping me right now. But anyway, Niwagaba Bryan's family, we learned of him. He has Duchenne. We got him a wheelchair, one of the 17, and we set his family up, his mom Ketty, and sister Whitney, and Rose and Faith. We set them up with a shop, and it's been doing really well. Very, very good income in Belenga. That's where the shop is, in Belenga. So please go to Miracle Shop in Belenga when you're through Belenga, so you can help this family with have a self-sustainable income for Niwagaba Bryan, who has Duchenne, and I think he's age 11 now. just a delight. And so we also just learned of Tony Simbwa, and he's in the Wakiso district, I believe, also in Uganda. So his son was just diagnosed in December of 2019 with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and he's 3 years old. And so these are the 5 kids that we know of right now in Uganda that have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. There's Herbert, wait, let me go in age order. There's Julius, Herbert, and Emma Kayonga, Niwagaba Brian, and then Tony Simbwa's son. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head right now. But so only 5 in Uganda that we know of that have Duchenne. But I'm sure there's many more, because there's 43 million people in Uganda, and the frequency rate of a person to be diagnosed with Duchenne as of what is known to date is probably more frequent than this, but what is known to date is 1 in 5,000 boys have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So there's many in Uganda that have Duchenne, that have not been diagnosed yet. And so we really have a lot of work to do to try to expose this disease. And as Musimi said, it's not bewitching. It's not like somebody's full of a demon or something that gets Duchenne. It's genetic. It's on the X chromosome. It's a mutation on the X chromosome, and it's as more frequent, but as frequent as 1 in 5,000. Some people say 1 in 3,500 boys have Duchenne. So we really have a lot of work to do, and please help us. Sorry, I went on for a long time, but
thank you so much, Dean. He says that please help us to do this job. But of course, if you want to do this job, you can go on to www.theeverettandAustinproject.org, and right there you can look for a button called donate. So when you donate, you can donate any amount, like I just said, because we'll make sure that any amount of money is reaching the deepest person in the villages, and also doing a very great job. You never know, you could be part of the change to change someone's life and give them a new life. I will just remind you, Tim was saying that we also have another person, of course, who's called Brian Wagaba. These people live in a place called Chiengera, where Tim had forgotten, just off here in Masaka Road in Kampala. And we're also dealing with that. But right now, of course, we have been into this project and much more. So if you want to get in touch with us, I'm on Facebook as Paul Collins, as you are seeing right there on your timeline. And also Tim Gillen is just right there. We also have Lota and many more that you can get in touch with. Celia Pompey, Josh Cassie, and a couple of people right there. You can really engage with us on different social media platforms, and we can come and help you in different ways. We can really help you in a couple of things. Number 1, we can help your kid get tested. Number 2, we can give you support of the mobility, that is the wheelchairs, and the rest. We can also see your status and find very many ways to help you. So if you do have a kid who you think that they have Duchenne muscular dystrophy, please get in touch with us so that and also engage with us, and we will be able to help you. Remember, just told you that we have Tim's last words were Lord. So, but we cannot really, we need help of everyone and ways. But if you want to donate, I will still repeat for you at www.theeverettandAustinproject.org. Of course, we shall be sharing the details after. And then if you go to that website, you'll be able to find the donate button. Click on donate.
it looks like Paul's network is going bad. Loda, do you have any final thoughts? Thank you so much for hosting the conference, the eConference.
I just want
Lota?
Yeah, thank you, Tim. I just want to say thank you to everyone that are here tonight, and also the ones that are watching our live stream in Facebook. And yeah, I'm very, very happy that I'm a part of this project, very privileged to be able to extend love to these children. So, you know, just for them to know that we're here really makes a big difference. So, yeah, come and join us. Spreading the love in Africa.
Yeah, thank you, Lota from the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I was there in 1993 on a short-term mission trip, 3.5 months, and just love the Filipinos. And I'm so glad that you joined us in July during Hike for Duchenne 5, and what a privilege. And thank you so much for availing part of your team at virtual assistants, right? Please tell
Virtual
me.
people.
Yeah.
Virtual people, thank you for all the help that virtual people are doing for the project to help renovate our website and set up a newsletter, and wow, just a lot of things that you guys are doing. Loda, just really appreciate you joining the team. And of course, the long-term goal of the Everett and Austin project is to have TEAAPI, the Everett and Austin project, TEAAPI, I say for short, TEAAPI, Philippines. I want to definitely help, you know, and if anybody is listening in the Philippines, have your ears on. If you know anybody who is in the Philippines who needs help with wheelchairs or whatever, going through Duchenne or other rare diseases, please let us know. We would like to expand to other developing countries such as the Philippines.
Okay, thank you so much, team. You are a very good co-host. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
I do really appreciate you. And of course, as you realize right now, we are in hours to wind up, but we just have some few minutes to wind up with this whole conference. Thank you so much for joining us, whoever has joined us right now. And we have bigger plans, like Tim was explaining, right here in Uganda, because first of all, we need a place of our own where we can collect all and gather all these kids from, and with that, you can be able to give them different services. This, of course, includes some physiotherapy, and maybe the ones who have parents rather who are not so well off, we can do really help them. Thank you so much, Janet Brago, for joining us. I'm getting that information from my producer, Lotta. And so we have a lot of programs that we are planning to do, and we normally put that on our website, the Everett and Austin Project. You can, of course, keep going there, seeing what we are doing, the progress, to make sure that whichever money that you have donated, we are giving you transparency and accountability for whatever the money that you give us, to make sure that you are satisfied with the work that you are doing. So we have major projects that we do really need to work on, but one of those is getting our own land where we can be able to construct maybe a home for these people, to make sure that we cater for those kids who do not have parents who are well off enough, and maybe also kids who have lost their parents, that we can also have them in there. And of course, as we progress on there, we can be having, offering physiotherapy, like I said, to make sure that these kids are in a good place, and lots more programs. Please make sure that you keep on visiting our website, www.the-Everett-and-Austin-Project, to make sure that you are reliably informed about whatever the ideas and whatever plans that we are, of course, helping kids in different ways. That, of course, including giving wheelchairs, providing mobility, providing food support, and providing foods. I mean, many ways we can help you. If you realize some few signs with your kid, I'm just highlighting this for the last time, as of course we plan to go off. Your kid starting to develop swollen muscles in the calves, and also trying to find problems with walking, and then also trying to find problems with moving. So you might really consider doing a test for Duchenne muscular dystrophy to make sure that you are sure. Right here with me, I have Lotta Makaspak, who is the CEO of Virtual People in Philippines, Tim Gillen, who is the president for the Everett and Austin Project live in New York. We have Celia Pompey, who is also the member of the Everett and Austin Project. We have John Mary, who has been following us time to time, making sure that he's monitoring our work. We have Josh Casey, who is a member of the core team of the Everett and Austin Project. And we also have, I think, about 8 people. Others, I don't know, maybe Lotta can help me with those ones. But Tim, we're winding up with this, of course. And I really want you to give us a highlight on you've had very many, you've had different issues. Okay, we have also Renee Damaris live from Cameroon. And Renee is also a Duchenne mother.
No, Rain.
Is it
Rain. It's Rain. Rain.
Rain. Okay. Rain.
Yeah, it's the French
So we
way.
have rain.
Cameroon
Yes,
is French, right? French speaking, and so Rain is from Cameroon, and so we with the French R, Rain, I think you say. I'm still learning.
So we do have her. Rain is a Duchenne mother, of course, who has benefited from different projects that we have put forward. And also there is a Bola in Nigeria. I think she's not able to join us, but I'm glad that those ones could be right there to give us a highlight. Tim, I'm going to be asking you first question, another question rather. You've seen what was happening in the United States of America. And why did you choose majorly Uganda first? And I'm giving you only about 4 minutes to answer that.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I need that long. But yeah, I was a missionary for 9 years, from 1989 until 1998. And so I have a missionary heart. And my son Everett died in 2017, in January. Austin died in 2012, in February of 2012. So a year and a half after Everett died, in that October of 2018 I mentioned earlier, I just went on to Google, and I Googled Duchenne in Africa, or I don't remember the exact Google that I did, the exact search, but one of the first videos that came up was Josephine Karungi's NTV report on the Kayongas. And so I watched it, and my heart just broke watching the conditions that the Kayongas are living in. Here in America, my kids got really good care, top of the line care. Each boy was, I believe it was, I can't remember the number, it's been a few years, but the state of Minnesota, where we were living, donated or paid for their medical care $30,000 a year. And, you know, this included multiple hospital visits, you know, and lots of care, I mean, we had other organizations donating wheelchairs and we had an electric lift over Everett's bed that would, you know, he could use a remote control to bring the lift down to where we would attach the mesh thing underneath him. So then he could decide when to lift himself up off the bed with the remote control, and then up and then over to his electric wheelchair, and then down, and then we would take the mesh off, you know, so he could be, and, you know, take it out from underneath him so he could go on in his electric chair. We had such care for our kids here in America. And when I saw that video of the Kayongas and the one rickety wheelchair that where the back wheel was buckling on the video, and I was just like, and then I saw Josephine interviewing Paul Kayonga, and Paul was just, you know, his face was just, it was just such despair. I could see such despair on his face, and agony, and not knowing what to do. Terrible poverty. you know, as we learned later, Paul is a refugee from Rwanda, and so not, you know, and poor, and has so little to work with. And my heart just broke. I thought, I've got to do something, because on the video, on the thing, on the ticker, because I couldn't follow the Uganda dialect of English very well at the time. Now I'm much better now, but the ticker showed me that Paul was saying, actually it was a translation of Lugandan, I think, or his local language of what he was saying. But anyway, it said, the ticker said, I don't know what to do. I've left them up to the Lord. I've left this little one up to the Lord. And I thought, wow, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. I believe in the Lord. I can't let my brother keep going through this on his own like this, in such poverty, abject poverty. And so I thought, I got to do something. It took us a year though, right, Paul? I mean, when Josephine put me in touch with you, it took several months really before we really started connecting and praying and begging God for answers on how to help the Kayungas. At first, he was lost for months. It took like 10 or 11 months before you found him in the village. And I remember I was an emotional wreck that day. It was just so choked up when you took a boda out, a motorcycle out to find him in the garden, and brought so much food, and the kids were so happy to get rice. And yeah, that's what drew me. I knew I had to come to Africa to try to help developing countries, poor countries, third world countries, with Duchenne, to fight Duchenne, for the kids to have a better quality of life.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, team. We are just winding up with this, as you realize. And if you want to see and also hear whatever Tim is talking about right now, you can go on his YouTube channel at Tim Gillen. And there are very many videos like that, and also on the website at the Everett and Austin Project.org. And there you'll be seeing many videos of what he is talking about, and so far the progress. I'll be bringing, of course, right now, Lothar to give us the final words, and also the final views as we just go on. Lothar, you have the chance. Can you give us your final views as we just wind up right now, and before bringing in other people?
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think we had, right now we have 9 in this conference, and we had viewers as well in our Facebook Live. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And yes, please check our, sorry, my cat. Check our website. He's a rescued cat, this cat. But check our website, the everettandaustinproject.org. And as I always say, a little love goes a long way. So let's share our blessings. And there's lots of people needing help. I know that in my country there's lots, but I know that there are more, you know, like in Africa. So happy that we're doing the project there now. But eventually, as Tim and the group has been praying for, in other Asian countries, soon we'll be able to help as well. So thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you so much, Lothar. And right now, I'm giving out an opportunity to everyone who is watching us right now. If you share our post on your timeline or somewhere, and then we get the biggest views from you, or we get the biggest likes from your post, we're offering you a free t-shirt for Fight Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. We will be offering you that if we find you out. We shall get in touch with you, and then make sure that you receive this free t-shirt from our own, from us rather. So make sure that you keep sharing this time to time, to make sure that a lot of people get to know about Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. And if I'm just going around, or team is going around, and they realize you shared and you have the most likes or the most views from your timeline, you are winning yourself this t-shirt. totally free from us. And we will make sure that it's delivered to you, whether you're in Kabale, whether you're in northern Uganda, we shall make sure that it reaches you. So keep sharing and engaging with different people. I'm bringing in right now Celia Pompey. I don't know whether she's still with us, but I want to hear from her right now as we just wind up. Celia, are you with us?
I think she's dropped off. She might get disconnected or something. Sorry.
Okay. Josh, can you please give us your parting shots? I know it's getting dark here in Uganda. Josh, can you give us your parting shots as we just wind up?
All right, thank you so much, Paul. It's a very, very, very big privilege for us to have this conference, 7th September. I believe it won't be the same. I believe so many out there, many children are going to be discovered. I believe this awareness is going to cause an impact in very many children who are suffering from Duchenne. So, lastly, I would love to also call upon the government of Uganda, especially the health sector, to give more awareness for this Duchenne, so that children suffering from Duchenne can also receive this medical attention. There's so many children out there suffering from Duchenne. So I really call upon the government of Uganda, I call upon the Ministry of Health, I call upon all other health organizations to really look out for children suffering from Duchenne, so that we can receive this awareness, so that these children can really get medical attention. And I also call upon all our other donors out there who are willing and who are ready to help us fight Duchenne in Uganda, East Africa, and all over the world. So you can go on the www.everythingproject.com and click on the donate button. Your donation will be received and will be put to good use. We really need more other chairs, wheelchairs. We need more medical therapy. We need bills to pay for these children. We really need more speech therapy, more massage for these children. So thank you so much, viewers. Thank you so much, people who turned in on our Facebook Live to create more awareness for Duchenne. I salute you. Good night from Uganda.
Thank you so much, Josh. And if you realize that along the way, we have also helped very many kids who are suffering from different rare diseases. Recently, we are on very many projects, and of course, to help kids with other rare diseases. And some of them are not rare, but really we were touched by their stories. And we decided to help them. It's not only about Duchenne, but we have also helped different people. We have helped Gloria with eye cancer. We have helped also different kids in Hoima with rare diseases. I'm forgetting the name of the disease. Josh, can you remind me, please, before you just go off?
All right. Not forgetting, I call upon to all other viewers in Uganda. There is also a rare disease called Down syndrome. I'm having one patient in Hoima, Chirianongo district, Kiziramfumbi district, suffering from Down syndrome. So you can like Mildred to Muhaisa's page on Facebook. She's a woman also trying to look after children suffering from Down syndrome. It's also a very rare disease. Children are suffering from Down syndrome. They lack mobility to move. They have some retarded growth. They have heart attack. So Mildred, you can check up on Mildred's page, or you can go to in Hoima Main Street, Talk Appliances Limited. Look out for Mildred. She will help you also with Down syndrome. Thank you.
Okay, Josh, thank you so much. You realize there are very many diseases where we are taking part. So it's not only about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, because Duchenne muscular dystrophy is our biggest and major focus. But sometimes we also just get over there and we help different people. Cerebral palsy and also Down syndrome. Now you see there's an eye cancer and a couple of diseases in there where we have helped. We are so huge in this. And please, we do continue to ask for your support, whichever way that you want to help us, please. We're not only receiving donations, but if you have other aids that can help these people, for example, wheelchairs, you want to give them directly. Other people, if you have vehicles that you can give us, because very many people, very many sister organizations do need these vehicles to help different people. For example, in Kenya, they do not have a vehicle, but they need it urgently to be helping people. Desert Seed Foundation here. They need a motorbike that, of course, we are planning to purchase to help them ease their work. And I mean, a lot of projects right over there. So you might also be wondering where we're putting other focus. That is where we put our other focus. I do really appreciate for everyone who has really joined us to make sure that we do have this meeting. And also, please keep on sharing this information. And of course, we shall be sharing loads more information for you on the everettandAustinproject.org. And also, we shall be sharing you information for you on www.sapphirefoundation.com. We shall be sharing you also a lot of information. Later on, we will be sharing the articles. So to make sure that we put you in the know. So keep on following us and please engage with us at different times to make sure that you are in the know. Team, I'm going to give you only about 3 minutes for you to wind up this whole thing, and then we can end the meeting.
All right. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's you know, there's a lot of thoughts going through my mind of what I could share. When I first learned about Duchenne muscular dystrophy in my kids in 1997, I was angry. I was hurt. I was worried. A lot of feelings hit me that I really didn't understand, and I'm sure it contributed to the demise of my marriage. The boy's mother and I, we divorced in 2002. The trauma on the family for Duchenne muscular dystrophy is extreme. It's extraordinary. And, you know, I remember wishing and hoping and praying and asking God for a cure. God, would you heal my kids? And I wrestled. I got into drinking again, you know, and you know, it became a problem, and I got sober in 2005. On the 18th of September is 15 years of alcohol sobriety, and I'm very thankful for that, which has helped me in a lot of ways in facing this disease with, you know, a little bit better, being a better man about it. And but that anger, that bitterness, that resentment, the wishing and whining about it went on from 1997 until about 1 year after I got sober. And I remember I decided when I got sober, I'm going to ask God every day for a cure for muscular dystrophy. And so I prayed every day, every morning, God, please, a cure for muscular dystrophy. I know you're powerful. If you could just, you know, snap your fingers and heal my kids, that'd be great. And I did that every day for about a year. And finally, some peace came over me after a year or so of praying. And the peace was this overwhelming confidence and peace that my kids would be healed someday. Maybe not in this lifetime, but someday. And I was okay with that. And I can only explain it as the Spirit of God that came over me in 2006. This supernatural peace that surpasses all comprehension came over me, and I knew that the kids were going to be okay. Didn't mean they weren't gonna suffer, but and they did. But right now, they're not confined to a wheelchair anymore. They're up in heaven, running around, playing, and having fun. And they've got it a lot better off than we do right now. So yeah, I miss them, and the grief sucks. But I couldn't be at this kind of peace without God, and so I'm very thankful to God. Thankful for God leading me to each one of you on this call, and each one of my my team members, my core leaders. Thank you to each and every one of you very much.
Thank you so much, team. Do really appreciate you. We've just been, of course, joined by Randy Keita, who is also one of the members of the Everett and Austin project. But unfortunately, we are just winding up the meeting. And Randy, you'll follow on what we have discussed really after via different social media platforms to make sure that you see what we have discussed. But we do really appreciate you joining us. And right now, of course, we shall be having loads more on our website, the Everett and Austin project. So go there. You can have what we have discussed and also what future programs, and keep on following us to make sure that you get in touch. Remember, we can't do this big job without you. I'm just saying it for the last time that if you want to help us in any way, we are so very welcome. Please engage with us on different social media platforms. And then if you want to donate anything, www.theeverettandaustinproject.com/donate. Right there, you'll just be on with us. Thank you so much for everyone who just been in the meeting, and everyone who has joined us to view online. This same live stream will just
be available. I asked Randy to say something small.
Okay. Randy, Josh is providing you an opportunity to say something as we wind up, please.
We're in Colorado, we're hiking, and I just was able to get a reception. There's waterfalls. Wish you were all here.
So that's the voice of Randy.
Sorry,
of course, Randy, you're breaking a little bit, so you can't hear you properly.
Yeah, I probably don't have a good reception. We're in the Rocky Mountains, probably don't have a good reception, but nice to see all of you. Sorry I was on the call.
Oh, okay, Randy, thank you so much. A huge pleasure, of course, you being with you. We are so very thankful of your work and also your huge donations time to time. I was telling Tim there was some time when you gave us a huge donation and it gave us a lot of hope by that time. So we do really appreciate you. And of course, being one of us. And right now we're just winding up. And thank you so much for everyone who has joined us. And of course, my offer still stands. If you share this and you will get the biggest likes and views from you, I'll send you a free t-shirt from wherever across the country you're in, here in Uganda, of course. And so make sure you keep sharing and engaging with us so that you can stand that chance. It's a nice t-shirt, by the way. So make sure that you keep on sharing and also engage with us on different social media platforms. Keep liking, sharing our content as we just you help us to help different people in the country and across the world. Of course, we are planning and we are growing so big time to time. So you never know, we could be your next help next time. And also, for those who have viewed, thank you so much. Also keep sharing, and every member who has, of course, been with us right here on the discussion panel, Josh Kaseja, who is, I'm going to reintroduce them just a little bit as we wind up. Josh Kaseja is the member of Sapphire Foundation, one of the directors, and also the member of the Everett and Austin Project. And Tim Gillen is the president for the Everett and Austin Project, and also the founder. You can go search for him on different social media platforms at Tim Gillen. And of course, Josh Casey is also on different social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, and of course, Instagram. Lothar Makaspak Samonte is also the member of the Everett and Austin Project, and also the CEO and also the founder of Virtual People. And right here, she is based in the Philippines. So for any information about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, the Everett and Austin project in the Philippines, you will be of help. We were also earlier on with Celia Pompe, who is in New York. You can also find out Celia Pompe. And John Mary is here in Uganda, of course, being our ardent follower. Thank you so much, John Mary, for being with us. And Scholar is also from Kenya, fighting so much to sorry for that small mute. Is when if you haven't mentioned your name, just know that we are all human. You realize that, so make sure that you keep with that. Thank you so.
Oh, there's Paul. You broke a little bit, Paul, but we're done, I think. Tim?
Yeah, good day, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Happy World Duchenne Awareness Day.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.